Hey guys, so this is a quick little tutorial on how to create this sketch in Geometry Sketchpad. This is part of the project. So the first thing you want to do is go down to Applications and then open up GSP5. Okay. And then what you want to do is expand it as much as possible. Go up to Graph and define coordinate system. So this will give you the coordinate grid. Now this right here only goes from like 10 to 10. So to get that, we kind of zoom in. We grab this point and we kind of zoom in until it somewhat looks like this picture. So you can still see the grid marks in there and we have it kind of centered. After that, we kind of hide it. So we right click and then we hide the unit point, so we don't scale it anymore. Now we can also hide this origin point because this origin point makes me move stuff around. So I hide this one too. So now my grid is set and it's saved right here. I'm going to go File. I'm going to save this as, I'm just going to put it right on my desktop as GSP Math Project Parsons. Because I'm going to put my name on it, because when Mr. Parsons or Mr. Kosker downloads this, we need to have our name on projects. So now I'm going to show you how to create this horizontal line here. So I'm going to do this nose here. So I'm going to go up to Graph and I'm going to plot new function, or I'm going to hit Command G. This will pop up. F of x really just means y, right? So if I want a horizontal line at 4, I'm just going to type in 4. Boom, I got that horizontal line. You'll see that this pops up. Now I don't want this whole line here. I only want it from -1 to 1. So what I do is I go to Properties, I right click and I go to Properties. I go to Plot. And this is another thing. This is where you're going to be working most of the things. I'm going to uncheck this. Okay. I'm also going to make this discrete. It makes the line a little bit bigger. You don't need to know what that means right now, but it makes the line a little bit bigger, stand out in the photo. This is where you need to figure this out. Okay. Domain. Domain is like the lowest x value. So I want it from -1 to 1. And now I press OK, and you notice that that purple line now is very much shorter. So now I want to do the underside of this nose, and that looks like a V, which is going to be my absolute value. So I'm going to go Graph, Plot New Function. Now I need to do the absolute value. So I'm going to go to Functions, and I'm going to go to ABS. Remember, ABS stands for absolute value. And I'm just going to type in X here and see what it looks like. Okay, so that looks like my V. But I need to move it up too. So I can go up to my plot over here and I can just double click. How am I going to move it up to? Well, that's the K. So I'm going to add 2. Boom. Now the vertex is where I want it. Okay? But now I need to change that slope. I need it to intersect this line. So from the vertex, I need this to go up to over 1 to each side. So I'm going to go to my function, and in front of the absolute value, I'm going to type in 2 times. It's like my slope. Okay, you notice how the 2 goes in front. It's going to narrow my function there. And now I have it in the position and intersecting where I want. I'm going to go to Properties, and now I'm going to change it from -1 to 1. That's where I want it. Ooh. To 1. I'm going to make this discrete and uncheck that hair. Boom. Now I have my nose. To get the vertical lines here, my vertical lines are at 2 and at -2. So to do that, I go to Graph, Plot New Function. Now, instead of h of x, I need to change this because a vertical line is like an x equals. So I go down to Equation, and instead of y equals, this check mark here, I'm going to put x equals. And now you see that's h of y. Okay? So now I'm just going to put in my value of 2. Now I have that vertical line right there. I only want that vertical line from 6 to 7. So I'm going to go to my properties again. I'm going to make this discrete, and I only want it from the value of 6 to 7. Okay, and that's my vertical line. Now I can repeat the same process on the other side for -2, and now I have my little eyes. Okay, and I can continue doing this sketch throughout. So, like the mouth here is really like a quadratic. So when I go to Plot New Function, I'm going to start off with x, and to get the exponent, I'm going to use the caret over the 6 squared. Now that's not where I want it. I want this down 3. So I'm going to -3. Okay, and now I want it wider. I want this to be like intersecting at 4. Okay, so now I'm just going to play with this number in front of x. It's going to need to be a fraction. So let's say like 1/4 times 8. Okay, that's not wide enough. Now I need to change this number until I get to where I want it to be.